Since this is a family-friendly channel, I am legally implied to say that FNaF Security Breach is a horror game and scenes will be shown as such. I started going through that weird FNaF phase again, when Security Breach caught my eye. Although it's buggy, it immediately became one of my favorite games in the franchise, especially story-wise. The base game is good on its own, and the canonical DLC just makes it so much better. Before you sue me, yes, I know it has barely any connection to the rest of the franchise whatsoever, but as its own game, I loved it. However, I kinda noticed that the animatronics are a lot more sentient than any other animatronics we've really seen yet. They can feel emotions, pain, the whole shebang. I'm a poet and I didn't even know that. That's how it goes, right? Now, this got me thinking, how much pain and suffering do the animatronics actually go through? As it turns out, a lot. So, today, we're gonna look at these infamous characters and see just how much pain they actually dealt with, and who had the most. This video is gonna go from the least pain to the most pain, so make sure to watch to the end if you want to see that. Freddy. Freddy Fazbear is the lead singer of the show, and probably one of the kindest. In the beginning of the game, we could see all the animatronics and all of their innocence, for the moment. During the show, Freddy glitches out from a fatal error, collapsing on the stage. That night, the glitch trap virus makes its merry way onto the animatronics, upping all of their traits and causing them to be much more aggressive. However, Freddy was in safe mode because of a shutdown at the time, causing him to stay unaffected. As you know, throughout FNaF Security Breach, Freddy helps us out, constantly risking his life and suffering injuries to save us. These injuries do amount to quite a lot, but nothing compared to later on in the game. There are a few endings. The best one has you and Freddy leaving together, and using a car battery to charge him. The worst, on the other hand, includes Vanny ordering staff bots to decommission Freddy, ripping him to shreds. Depending on the ending, his pain level varies, but no matter what, it can't rival the next three. Monty. Montgomery Gator, aka Monty, is the bassist of the show. He seemed to be a sweet animatronic before Bonnie was decommissioned and Monty had to fill in the position. Some say Monty himself killed Bonnie, some say it was of completely different means. Anyways, Monty became very rude, corrupt, and egotistical when he took the position. However, in his death scene, we could still see the literal fear in his eyes, showing that the old feelings and emotions still resided in him. And then... Oof. Ouch. His claws are stolen. Through the rest of the game, as well as the DLC, we see Monty slowly turn to a wild animal. By the end, he has no mind, no emotion, no hope, and no sanity. His end? Getting zapped to death underwater by a little girl that he had hosted a birthday for twice. Roxy. Roxanne Wolf, or Roxy for short, is most definitely my favorite animatronic, especially with her character development. She was the guitar player of the show, yes, that's what it's called, I looked it up, and she seems narcissistic from what we see of her, but it's really just her trying to handle her own insecurities that we can see when we're crawling through the vents. Plus, this is most likely added onto by the virus. By the way, horrible way to cope with your insecurities, don't do that. Roxy wants to view herself as a winning, smart, amazing guitar player, but fails to believe that about herself. The end to all this depression, getting smashed in the face and mangled by an off-brand orange go-kart before her eyes get ripped out of her face. I mean, look at the fear in her eyes. I couldn't help but feel horrible in any of these scenes. Now she roams, even more insecure, with voice lines like,
"Everybody still loves me, right?"
It only gets worse in the Ruin DLC, as Cassie, in one scene, Roxy grabs our arm and screams, "Give me back my eyes," before noticing the mistake she's made. This adds even more emotion to it, showing there's still her beneath the virus. What's worse, when Cassie's friends ditched her at the party, the animatronics were there for her. And her favorite? Roxy. Twice, by the way. She needs new friends. Then, we later have a scene where Roxy is being crushed by a forklift, and we have to shut her down as it is. This scene is just sad in its own right. Play the clip.
Roxy. Cassie. Your special day. Me? I remember. Your special day. Do you still like carrot cake? It has been some time since I saw you last. If I remember correctly, it is on the 11th. I remember because you are number 1. Twice. Have you booked your party? I'm sure your friends will show up this time. Cassie? What are you doing?
Sorry.
I love carrot cake. Happy birthday, Cassie.
Fox, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
find out she's still alive and comes back to save us from the Mimic, which we encounter near the end of the game. And while we were escaping, she was getting ripped to shreds. Play that clip too.
You saved me! You saved me!
Gregory? I'm Gregory. You're not Gregory. What are you?
I'm Gregory.
Got it! Get out of here! Run!
Now her story is 100% the saddest of all of these, but by no means did she have the most physical pain. Chica. Chica the Chicken, or just Chica, was the main guitarist of the show. She was very caring, which we can see by her keeping a bowling ball to remember Bonnie, and her being the first one to notice something is wrong with Freddy, and rush over to check on him. How did this happen? Well, Gregory, of course. Chica was definitely hacked like any of the animatronics, but we could still tell there was some caring side in her, as we hear her cry because she can't control herself. Chica also has eating problems which rooted from mental stress and anxiety. This issue makes her system slow down and twitch a ton, which means she's essentially slowly killing herself by trying to cope with stress. This shows even more that there is still the real Chica in there, and that she is actively trying to fight the glitch trap virus. So now she's hunting down Gregory against her own will, and is essentially having the same effects as drugs, except it's just normal food. How did this end for her? Getting crushed again, getting broken eyes, and getting her voice box ripped out of her own throat. So now, not only is she slowly poisoning herself, but she's also slowly rotting away miserably as well. Slowly but surely, she rots away and has trouble speaking, walking, and commonly shuts down. Keep in mind, this is only feeding her want to eat. In all of this, she isn't even mindless like Monty. She is sentient and awake through every second of it. Imagine walking around with jiggly, uncontrollable eyes, legs that give out every now and then, a half-missing, dirty body, and painful voice cracks that make your English unintelligible. That's what she goes through. Overall, all of the characters go through a lot. Freddy does so much good only to be ripped apart. Monty got lost in his own corruption and didn't see that until it was too late. Roxy got crushed, shut down, betrayed, and yet still went to do what she knows is right. Chica was an innocent, stressed guitar player who got turned into an addicted piece of motion and a tragic set of events. Thanks for watching, y'all. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button. It lets me know that you enjoyed this and lets me know what next steps to take content-wise. If you'd like to see more, make sure to subscribe. It supports me, it's free, and you can always undo it later. See you in the next one.